What is up, my fellow vegans, raw vegans, fruitarians? I have a big blender here full of blueberries and Hascat berries. And that's it. Blueberries and Hascat berries. So freaking delicious. Let me know if you ever had Hascat berries before. They're so good. In this video, I'm going to talk about the four mistakes that people make when they're trying to succeed on a raw vegan diet. Okay, these are going to be four mistakes. What's up, John and Helena? What's up, Kyle? These are the four mistakes, all right? I don't know if I pronounced your name right. Helena or Helena? Helena or Helena? Probably Helena. Not sure. Anyways, these are the four, you let me know. These are the four mistakes that people make when trying to eat a vegan, a raw vegan diet, a fruitarian / raw vegan diet. First mistake is people don't, and I made this mistake myself. All these mistakes I'm going to share with you, I've made myself. The first mistake is people don't source out high quality fruit. They're eating really low quality fruit. And so it's no wonder why they have such a hard time eating a fruit-based diet. Because the food quality sucks. The food quality sucks, and that's not necessarily your fault if you're eating low quality fruit. Maybe the environment you're in, there's just simply no high quality fruit. There's only low quality fruit. In which case, you got to ask yourself, does it make sense to eat a fruitarian diet if what's going on, raw vegan? We got a troll in the house. Let's just go hide. Boom. There we go. So food quality, man. If you cannot source out high quality fruit, maybe you shouldn't be doing a fruitarian diet. That's number one, quality. When you're eating really high quality fruit, it's so enjoyable to eat a fruitarian diet. Like, you don't want to eat anything else. Like, this smoothie right now is freaking insane. Really high quality blueberries, really high quality Hascat berries. And that's it. 2 ingredients, done. Delicious. Okay, so number one mistake is not sourcing out high quality. I asked Ann Osborne, who was fruitarian for like 25 years or more. I said, Ann, what's the number one secret to succeeding on a fruitarian diet? And her answer? Quality. You need quality fruit. High quality fruit. All right, that's the first mistake. Low quality fruit sucks. High quality fruit makes it easy. What do you consider low quality fruits? Great question. Low quality fruit is a fruit that doesn't taste great. It's that simple. If it doesn't taste great, it's low quality. The higher quality the fruit is, the better it's going to taste. The more nutrients are going to be in that food. Right? That's the first one. It's just better tasting. Second mistake people make is if they can get high quality fruit, which in most cases they can't, but if you can get high quality fruit, the other mistake people make is they don't wait until the fruit is ripe enough. Guys, patience is sweet. You ever heard that before? Patience is sweet. And when it comes to fruitarianism, you got to take that in the literal sense. Patience is literally sweet, meaning you can taste the sweetness because you've waited for the fruit to ripen up. I see so many rookies. They go to the grocery store and they buy unripe fruit and they eat unripe fruit. You gotta buy unripe fruit and then you gotta wait for it to ripen before you eat it. Or you just gotta go and actually buy the ripe fruit. Okay, that's the second mistake. They don't wait. You don't wait. You gotta wait. Okay, and here's the coolest tip that you've maybe never heard before. When it comes to finding out if the fruit is ripe or not, how do you do it? Especially if you've never eaten it before. Like maybe you want to buy a melon and you're not sure if it's ripe or not. How do you know without ruining it? Because once you cut open a fruit, it doesn't ripen anymore, right? So what you do, if it's a new fruit, you're not sure if it's going to be ripe or not because you've never had it before, buy 3 of that fruit. If it's a melon, buy 3 of that melon. Okay? With one of the melons, cut it when it's a little hard. See if it's good. See if you like it like that. If it's not good enough, on the next melon, wait till it's a little bit softer. If it's like medium softness, then cut it. See how it is. Might be just right, just perfect. Other cases, maybe it needs to be really soft and then cut it. Okay, so certain mango varieties differ. Like certain mango varieties need to be a little firm. Other mango varieties need to be really soft, but you're not going to know unless you buy 3 of each fruit and cut them at various times, okay? But that's the second mistake they make. They just eat unripe frickin' fruit, and it doesn't do you well. It does not do you well. And unfortunately, we can't really pick ripe fruit and ship it to the supermarket, so all the stuff in the supermarket's pretty much unripe. It's been picked unripe, I should say. The only way to get truly ripe fruit is to either pick it yourself at UPick or get it at a farmer's market and make sure that they've picked it ripe. Okay, the third mistake, this one's a bit more advanced. This third mistake is a bit more advanced. And it's the mistake of not eating in proper combinations. Meaning people will eat like a bunch of bananas and then they'll go have a bunch of oranges right after. And that's a big no-no. If you want to succeed on a fruitarian diet, you got to make sure you're eating the right combinations. So, here's the way to tell if you're eating a fruit, if you're eating a meal of fruits with the right kind of combinations. Number one, you could just do a mono meal, meaning you have one fruit at a time, and after each fruit meal of just that one fruit, like if it's just peaches or just nectarines or just apples, then you wait 2-3 hours before having your next meal. That's one way. But if you want to have fruits back to back, the way to determine which fruit to eat first, you just think of a water slide, okay? Imagine there's a big summer play park and there's a big water slide. And you have a bunch of kids lined up to go on the water slide. And you have really fat, obese kids, and you have really skinny kids. Okay? Let's let the fat, overweight, obese kids represent dense fruits, like fatty fruits, like the avocados or like the bananas or the mamey sapotes or the durian, right? They're big, fat, obese kids. Let's just say that. And let's say the skinny kids represent the juicy fruits, like the watermelons, and the peaches, and the nectarines, and the oranges, okay? Now, if you got these kids lined up to go on this water slide, you got to understand that this water slide, let's say it's a big water slide. Let's say this water slide takes a good minute to go down. A good minute of just going all the way down. Do you want to put the kids down the slide first if they're fat and obese and are at risk for getting stuck in the slide? And then put the skinny kids down after? And hope they don't run into each other? No, you'd never do that. That makes no sense. If you're a lifeguard, a responsible lifeguard, you're going to say, okay, skinny kids first, let's go. Because the skinny kids are going to go in, they're going to go out. They're going to go boom, right down the water slide, no problem. Nice and quick, they're not going to get stuck. But the fat, obese kids, they might get stuck in the slide. Or they're going to go down a lot slower. They're going to squeak their way down. Right? And the fat kids, they just take a long time to go down the slide. And so with your digestive system, it's the same thing. Your digestive system is like a big slide, right? Your intestines are a big slide. You don't want to put the fat kids down first, the fatty fruits down first, because they're gonna go down so slow, and then the fast kids are gonna run into them. And it's not an insult; it's just a fact. It's just physiology. Slower kids, fat kids are just fat. It's not an insult. It just is what it is. It's no more insulting to call a fat kid fat than it is to call a skinny kid skinny. It's just two ends of the spectrum. Anyways, same thing with a marathon. What do you think they do at marathons and running races? You always put the fastest runners at the start of the race. And when the gun goes off, bam, the gun goes off. And the fastest runners runs first. You never put the fastest runners of the race at the back of the race because they're going to run into all the slow runners. So same thing with food combinations. You want to eat the most high water content fruits first. These are the fastest fruits, high water content fruits. And the way to tell if a fruit is high water content is you just think about it, man. Like, if you're thirsty, would you eat that food? If you're really thirsty, you're dying of thirst, would you really want to eat like dates and raisins? No. They're dry as hell. Would you really want to eat like bananas if you're really thirsty? No. Would you really want to eat avocados if you're really thirsty? No. If you're really thirsty, you want to eat the grapes and the melons, and the peaches and the plums and the nectarines and the juicy fruits, the dragon fruits, right? So always eat the highest water content fruits first and the densest foods after. Just remember the water slide. The fourth mistake, And the reason food combinations is a mistake is because it gives people upset stomachs. People eat like a big meal of like dates and bananas, and then after they go and have a watermelon and they feel like crap. And they're wondering why they feel like crap. It's because you just ate all this juicy fruit after. I'll give you a great example. One day I was living in California at the time, and every morning I'd wake up and I'd have a bunch of oranges, and then I have one banana, and I go for my big workout. That was my meal. Big bunch of oranges, and then I had a banana. Like 2 minutes later, and go for my workout. But one morning, I wasn't paying attention, and I just did the opposite. I had a banana, and then I had a bunch of oranges, and I left the house for my workout, and I couldn't even do a workout. I felt like crap. It was like a big gut bomb. Right? So that was a mistake. But anyways, that is definitely a mistake that you do not want to make. So I don't live in California. I was in Santa Barbara at the time. The fourth and final mistake, well, there's lots of mistakes, actually more than the ones I'm listing here, but the fourth mistake people make when they're trying to succeed on a raw vegan fruitarian diet is simply don't eat enough calories. Simply don't eat enough calories. And they get hungry. And they start to look around. And then they go into survival mode. And then they start thinking, you know what, maybe I should eat some dead animal. Maybe I should eat some dead animal. Maybe that is a good idea after all. Because dead animals, they're just very dense in calories. And so humans, when they're in survival mode, they go for dense calories. But if you don't starve yourself and you eat as much fruit as you want, you're not going to ever crave the body parts of dead animals. It's just, it's going to remain disgusting. But if you're absolutely dying because you're starving yourself, you might consider eating animal products. And that's the case for a lot of these ex-vegans, man. They're just way too hungry for way too long, and that's why typically the people who go back to eating animal products are the people who've just completed long water fasts, or the people who've done long juice fasts. Unless they're like a hardcore ethical vegan. I think the only way you should do a water fast or a juice fast is if you're also watching ethical videos on veganism like every day, like Earthlings and Cowspiracy and Seaspiracy and videos like that. Like if you're gonna do a water fast or juice fast, you gotta also watch these documentaries to remind yourself of why you're vegan in the first place. But that's a whole vegan topic. When it comes to raw food, if you want to stay raw, you just gotta eat enough calories. The only times I ever had cravings on a raw vegan diet was when I was hungry. When I just didn't eat enough. Like when I was hungry, that's when I craved other foods. But when you're full on fruit, you're not going to want anything else. Like when you're full on fruit, you're full. So that's that. So you guys are awesome. Thanks for watching. Happy to answer some questions if you want. The Cameron Ash, I'm not sure how to pronounce that. Got some trolling here today. I'm not sure if there's a troll in the room. I think I hid one of the trolls earlier. But maybe they're still popping up for you. I'm not sure if they're still there. The hunger at times is real. Well, the hunger at times is real if you don't eat enough. Fruit is the best. I'm about to eat dragon fruit. Nice. Do it up. This right here, blueberries and Hazcat berries. Freaking delicious. So good. This is what inspired me to go live today. Best snacks for a long road trip. Best snacks for a long road trip. I mean, shit, if I was going on a long road trip, Ideally, I just like, it depends how long of a road trip we're talking. Are we talking like a few hours or a few days or what? Give me the length. It's like asking like best fruits for a run. Well, it's like what kind of run are we talking? If it's like a 5K, you don't even need to eat anything. You're better off eating nothing. Maybe one bite of a banana. How do you feel about seedless fruit? I feel seedless fruit is very common. I feel seedless fruit is oftentimes easier to eat, but I also feel like seedless fruit doesn't have the same kind of life force, same kind of energy as seeded fruit. I prefer fruit with seeds in it, and I prefer taking those seeds out myself. Chicago to LA. Oh, that's a big one. That's a few day trip, huh? I would I would just stock up on good old bananas. I'd stock up on bananas, avocados, could do dates as well if you want, but do dates, bananas, avocados, hemp seeds, and some coconut water. That'd be my go-to. Do you live at this cabin? I live at this cabin from time to time. I'm here now for the next like 2-3 weeks. It's my family's cottage. Nobody else is here right now, so I'm here. Is seedless fruits hybrid? Pretty much every fruit you buy at the farmer's market is going to be hybrid. I mean, every fruit you buy at the farmer's market, every fruit you buy at the grocery store is going to be hybrid. Why did humans move from the tropics in the first place? That's a good question. Not really sure. But I'm glad that you are aware that we moved from the tropics. A lot of people aren't even aware of that. They're just so unaware that we even came from the tropics. But it's so obvious that we came from the tropics. Like, we love warmth. We love warmth. When we close our eyes and visualize paradise, what do we think of? We never think of paradise, or we never think of like vacation as like a snowy mountain. It's always like tropical island or something, right? Which is naturally, instinctively where we want to be. And it's the only place on the planet where we can walk around naked 365. Hey brother, what's your take on soy? I personally am against it. It's not the food we were designed to eat, that's for sure. Let's just be honest. Soy, we were not designed to eat soy. We're designed to eat fruit. And anytime we're eating something other than fruit, there's going to be a consequence. Whether it's a vegetable, a nut or a seed, a grain, a piece of flesh. Anytime we eat anything other than fruit, there's consequences. Now, I'd rather eat soy than gluten. Let's just say that. I'd happily eat tofu and tempeh over gluten. I'd never touch gluten, but soy, I'll have soy from time to time. Which fruit seeds should you not eat? Well, peaches, you can eat peach seeds. There's a lot of vitamin B17 in peach seeds. Have you had longan or soursop? Oh yeah, lots. Lots. I am 30. Cabin is very peaceful. Yeah, I love this cabin. It's beautiful. Jump in the water for us. Oh, it's cold, man. It's really cold. I just had a cold smoothie. The only fruits that are not hybridized are the ones probably millions of years ago. Yeah, I don't think like wild durian and wild jackfruits hybridized. Doing her rounds. What are the consequences of eating vegetables? They're just hard to digest. Like, try eating a meal. Go eat a meal of cauliflower, raw cauliflower, and come back to me. Like, it's going to be consequences. You're going to feel like crap. But if you cook cauliflower, it's going to be a lot easier. If you juice it, it's going to be a lot easier. But even then, vegetables, if you eat a diet comprised of vegetables, you're going to be low in calories, you're going to be low in vitamins. They're very low in calories, very low in vitamins compared to fruit. And we need a lot of vitamins as humans. We have a high demand for vitamins and calories. And vegetables are low in vitamins and calories. And they're just hard to digest. They're like rocks. So I was fruitarian for 10 years, and now I eat some cooked food. How do you feel your fitness has improved since going fruitarian? Well, I dropped 20 pounds, so I got a lot lighter. That made everything easier. Do you have to water fast to get the mucoid plaque out? Dude, you have to believe that mucoid plaque even exists. For, like, some people don't even believe mucoid plaque exists. So, like, there's so much controversy over mucoid plaque, what it is, and even if it even exists. I think there's a lot of people out there who are like die-hard mucoid plaque believers and do all sorts of cleansing all the time, and no mucoid plaque ever seems to come out, but then they just think like, oh, I just haven't cleansed hard enough, I just gotta keep cleansing, and they're just addicted to cleansing over and over and over again. And it's like, if you're that addicted to cleansing your body, two things. Number one, what are you doing with your actual body? What are you doing with your health? Are you just sitting in a chair trying to cleanse your body out all day long? Like, what are you actually doing with your health? What are you doing with your life? Like, the only purpose of your body, the purpose of your body isn't to just be clean. That's like owning a house just to keep it clean. It's like, what are you actually doing in the house? Or it's like owning a car just to keep it clean. Like, what are you doing with that car? So many people are obsessed with cleaning their bodies, and it's like, what are you actually doing with your body? What are you creating? What are you building? How are you helping others? So that's the first thing. The other thing is like, your body doesn't need to be 100% clean to function 100% optimally, right? It's like a car. It's like a car engine. Like, you can clean your car engine, and it looks nice, but it still will work just as well if it's a bit greasy, if it's a bit grungy. It's not like it's going to perform not as well. Same with a nice bike. You can get a really nice bike, you can polish it up and shit, and it's like, it looks really nice. It's not going to go any faster than if it had a little bit of, dirt on it. It's so much more to it than just how clean something is. So I wouldn't obsess over cleaning yourself. Like, if people treated their homes and like clean their homes as much as some people clean their bodies, they'd go to the insane asylum. They'd be like, yo, your house is clean enough, man. Stop freaking out about every like little nook and cranny. Like, it's clean enough. So, and I'm saying that from experience. Like, I've been in that stage of my life before, where I was super obsessed with cleansing myself in my early 20s. I did like 22s and coconut water, and yeah, it felt great and everything, but after a while, you got to realize, like, there's more to life than just cleaning your damn body. Like, you got to do shit. Like, help other people go from having a filthy body to being clean enough, rather than just trying to keep yours perfectly clean all the time. You're better off spending your time cleaning your mind than your body, honestly. Clean your mind out. A lot of people clean their bodies out, but then, like, mentally they're filling it with like the latest news and gossip and drama, and it's like, well, that's not really helpful. So clean your mind out. Do you get months of rain and gray skies there too? Yeah, in the wintertime. How money have you made from ebooks? Well, I have ebooks, I have courses, and I have coaching programs, and over the past 4 years I've done over $1 million with all of those. Actually, just a couple weeks ago I looked at my account. I was like, oh my god, I finally cracked over $1 million. So that's cool. And that's all within the vegan niche. Polar dip, yeah, I'll do a dip. I'll jump in the lake if you guys really want me to, but Just not right now. I just drank a cold smoothie, dude. Come on. How do you bulk on fruit only? Bulking on fruit is a bit difficult because when you bulk on a fruit-based diet, you're getting a lot of you're either getting a lot of fat from avocados or you're getting a lot of carbs from bananas and dates, because those are like the top 3 foods that have calories, right? Dates, bananas, and avocados. And avocados are so high in fat and very low protein. And bananas and dates are very high carb and low in protein. So if you're gonna bulk on fruit, you're gonna be getting so many carbs and so much fat and very low protein. So just be aware of that. I'd personally rather go high carb than high fat, because high carb just makes me feel way fuller. So you can still like look, I mean, if you're just purely going for bulk, the risk of going purely for bulk is you're gonna get fat, because you're just going for pure calories. So when I bulked on a fruit-based diet, I did bananas and avocados like all day, every day, and I got fat. It was easy. Bananas and avocados are so calorie dense. I was doing it in Hawaii with really good bananas and really good avocados. But the issue with that is you don't look good. Like, I don't know why you want to get fat. So I much prefer staying lean and muscular. And the way to do that is by having muscle, by being strong. The only way to have muscle is by actually being strong. There's no way around that. Being strong by lifting weights and eating appropriate amount of calories. Just eat the appropriate amount of calories. Take your body weight, times it by 13. Take your body weight in pounds, times it by 13, and eat that many calories, and you'll get nice and lean. How do you put on lean quality muscle mass while only eating fruit? Yeah. So that's going to come from just eating appropriate amount of calories. And if you want, since you're going to be so low on protein, you can take some protein powder or whatever, or take some amino acids or whatever. But just aim to get strong, man. Just get strong. Eat 13 calories per pound of body weight, and you'll be good. Off-grid, away from bigger cities, self-sustaining is the way. Is that your plan? Yeah, I'm not a city guy. I hate cities. I really don't like cities. I plan on living near here in the future, because it's just way more freedom, way more clean air, less busyness with the city. I like the peaceful solitudeness here too. How was your cooked food experience? How was my cooked food experience? It was very interesting. I'm not quite sure how to answer that. The big benefit, I'll talk about the big benefit and the big drawback to cooked food. How about that? The big benefit to cooked food that I love, I absolutely love this about cooked food, and raw food can never compare, can never touch this. Well, actually, maybe now that I'm saying it out loud, maybe there is a way raw food can compare. But raw food is superior, cooked food is superior in this sense, and that is you can load up and stock up on all the rice, quinoa, buckwheat, beans, lentils, everything you want, cooked food, like the dried stuff, and you can load up for the rest of your life. Like, I could fill that cabin with literally a lifetime supply of cooked food, the dried stuff, and all I have to do is add water and cook it, and I'm good. I got all the calories I need for the rest of my life. Now, the drawback to cooked food is that it's dead. There's no life force in it. Like, you don't feel fucking amazing after a cooked food meal. You just don't. But after a raw food meal, oh my god. You feel amazing. So, cooked food is cheap. You can load up. You stock up for life. I love that. The only way to do that with raw food is if you had like a freezer, like a bunch of freezer, like a massive walk-in freezer, like that whole thing. Even if this whole cabin was a one big walk-in freezer, I still couldn't fill it with enough fruit to last my whole life. Like, you just run out of space. Fruit just takes up so much space, and you need freezer to keep it cold. And even then, you're eating, frozen fruit. So you have to thaw it out. Anyways, raw food, obviously the big benefit is you feel amazing. I believe you'll be way healthier, way more nutrients. Your body would actually wants, what actually was designed to consume. The downside is that it's more expensive, it's harder to get quality, and you're always having to stock up. Do you eat mushrooms? Yes. How can you make sure you're eating enough calories? Just listen to your body or counting them? Well, it depends on enough. What do you mean by enough? Like, it depends on your goal. If your goal is to gain weight, enough calories is a very different number than if your goal is to maintain weight. And that's a very different number than if your goal is to lose weight. So the way to make sure you're eating enough calories is to first be clear on your goal. Let's get clear on your goal. Do you want to gain weight, lose weight, or maintain weight? Once you're clear on that, then you need to take your body weight in pounds and times it by the appropriate number and eat that many calories. And, you know, roughly a way to see if you're getting enough calories, this is a very rough way of doing it, is you just weigh yourself every morning after you take a big poop. So wake up, take a poop, weigh yourself. If every day you're the same weight, you're eating at maintenance. If every day you're gaining a bit of weight, you're eating in surplus. And if every day you're losing some weight, you're eating in deficit. And the more you do that, the more in tune you'll start to feel with like what it feels like to be in a deficit and what it feels like to maintain and what it feels like to eat in a surplus. But you just have to weigh yourself on a scale. I don't understand why people are so afraid of stepping on a scale. I really don't understand that. As a guy, I just looked at, not as a guy, I should say, as a guy who looks at things objectively, I love a scale. I don't obsess over it. I don't weigh myself every day, but I wouldn't be against weighing myself every day either. I just kind of forget from time to time, but scales are great. Just step on the damn scale. See what's going on with your weight. If you're gaining weight, you're eating in a surplus. No questions. If you're maintaining your weight, you're eating at maintenance. And if you're losing weight, you're eating in deficit. I used to obsess about cleaning and fasting. It affected my mental health, so I stopped. Yeah. Did you say you cook food? If so, do you recommend a specific cooked food? Yeah. The cleanest cooked food. Just clean cooked food. Yams, sweet potatoes, oats, quinoa, buckwheat, rice. How long do you sleep? I like generally 10 hours. 10 hours a night. Boom. I agree. You're my friend. Cool. My goal is to help myself heal my entire being and then help others. Good. How long do you sleep? 10 hours. $1 million? What? Dang. Wow, the comments are delayed. I mean, I'm slow on the comments. Do taste test food and drinks at the store and then put them back if it's not good. Thanks, Eva. How do you deal with parasites? You have to believe in parasites to deal with them. Like some people, I'm personally not a big believer in parasites. Like I'm like, if there are such a thing as parasites, how come I've never seen them? How come I've never felt the effects of them? Like you have to believe in these things for them to really like have an effect on you. I feel like same thing with mucoid plaque. Like if mucoid plaque exists, if parasites exist, well, they're not affecting me. Like I'm fine. Like I just get enough sleep, I get enough fruit, I think about what I want to do in life and I do it. We're Aussie athlete. Hey, yeah, Grant Campbell in the house. What's going on, dude? I've been doing hill sprints, man. I've been doing hill sprints. 36-second hill sprints up that hill, just up over and over and over again. It gasses me out every time. I'd love to go for a big run with you here, man. Let's get in the dock, Grant. Let's get over there, man. If you can come here this summer, I'd love to have you. My weight in pounds multiplied by 30. No. 13. Take your weight in pounds times by 13. 1-3. Yeah, there we go, Grant. Lifetime supply of raw, dried fruit. That'll work. And freeze-dried. Yeah, that'll work. Now you're thinking. See, we gotta get Grant. We gotta get Grant over here, man. Grant will get me thinking right. Thank you for the tip. I'm gonna have a lot of excess fat to release. Can you name some raw vegans who do not look thin? Most of them are too thin. The reason I think a lot of raw vegans are too thin is because they simply don't lift weights. They don't give a shit about lifting weights. They just don't give a shit about lifting weights. And or they're eating an amount that feels good for them. They feel comfortable. And when I eat a fruitarian diet and I eat an amount that feels really good for me, I lose a tremendous amount of weight. I'll drop down to like 130 pounds. The default on a raw vegan diet is thin. the default on a cooked vegan diet, or even a cooked diet in general, is like obesity. Most people, if not obesity, then at least overweight. So raw vegans, if they want to look bigger, they just lift weights and eat more. But eating more is not necessarily comfortable, and lifting weights is not something many people give a shit about. So if I can name some raw vegans who don't look thin, I don't know if that's even going to help you. Sure, someone said John Rose. That's an example. How do you sleep 10 hours a night? I go to bed and I wake up 10 hours later. What about a fruit and steamed veggies diet? Yeah, do it. Sounds great. Can we live healthy on a potato diet? If you believe you can, then you can. I mean, placebo's a strong one. Okay, finally made it to the bottom of the comment section. Rice makes my intestines feel like a rock. Yeah, then don't eat it. You're better off having yams or sweet potatoes if you're going to have cooked food over rice. Rice is not a first choice for me. Oh, my PM. Yeah, I'm not really on Instagram that often. If you DM me or PM me on Instagram, my assistant Holly, you know Holly, I think you met her last summer. She'll DM you back. I'll make sure she sees it, or I'll go in there and accept you after if I remember. Otherwise, Facebook me. I'm on Facebook. I'm gaining a lot of muscle on a raw because I lift for work. Nice. How you sleep 10 hours was a very nice question to ignore, bro. No, I answered it. Like I go to bed at night and I wake up 10 hours later. Meaning, if you want to zoom into that, meaning I don't get up to pee because I don't drink a lot of water before bed. I don't eat early. I don't eat right before bed, so I don't have to get up to go into the bathroom at all. So I literally go to bed and I sleep straight 10 hours later. And probably another reason why I sleep for 10 hours is because I exercise every day. If I don't exercise, which is rare, I don't need anywhere near close to 10 hours. If I don't exercise one day, I can probably get by with like 8 hours, 8.5. But on the days I exercise, which is pretty much every day, I need sleep. Who's picking your DP? Me? That picture was taken like right there, beside those trees. Yeah, and on raw foods, I sleep way less. On cooked food, I definitely need an extra hour, hour and a half. How many hours do you exercise? Maybe half hour? Half hour to an hour max? But it's intense. I don't think like many people get. I don't think many people get 10 hours. I think many people can get by on 8 hours or something. But I live a lifestyle too where it's like I'm very low stressed, and I think the more stressed you are, the less sleep you get. But my lifestyle is like super low stress. Like I work from my laptop. I sell high ticket. I don't need to deal with like a ton of customers. I can make just, a few sales a month and make like a tremendous amount of money, like $30,000 to $50,000 a month just making a few sales. So finances are not a stress for me. Fitness is not a stress for me. Diet is not a stress for me. Relationships are not a stress for me. I've intentionally, deliberately cut out all these stresses from my life. So I think I'm able to sleep a lot deeper and longer because of that. I know a lot of people who are just like, they're just stressed all the time. And they don't sleep that much. Semen retention, I'm doing that. I'm on going on day 90. I think I'm on like day 89 or something. The last time I released a bit of semen was on Valentine's Day. So it's been about 90 days. Some people are more vegetable based, like Fleur Christina, rather than fruits. From what I know about Fully Raw Christina, or at least what I did know about her, she does a lot of fruit. She eats a lot of fruit. And what people call vegetables are actually fruits, like cucumbers, red peppers, avocados. A lot of like vegetables are actually fruits. I'm not sure what she actually eats now. I don't think anyone is. Everyone's always changing what they're eating more or less from time to time. But Christina eats a lot of fruit. Or at least she did. And if she's not eating fruit, maybe she's juicing it, but she's definitely getting in. She's definitely getting in a good amount of fruit. Again, the thing with vegetable based is you're going to be lower in calories. So it's good for short term if you're trying to lose weight very quickly or something, but you're going to be low in calories, you're not going to be able to sustain the diet, you're going to be a lot lower in vitamins, and it's just not going to digest as well. What's your business model to make that much? I'm doing send me a DM and I'll bring you to a free class I'm hosting this Saturday. I'm teaching everyone how to create a vegan digital product, how to create the vegan digital product, how to come up with the idea for it, how to create it, and then how to actually sell it. If you send me a DM, I'll send you a link for it. Yeah, I haven't advertised it on Instagram yet. But the business model is I sell high ticket. I sell high ticket premium coaching programs. So, yeah, and the reason you don't see me pumping it on Instagram is because I hate being salesy on Instagram and YouTube and everywhere, really. I just don't do the salesy thing. So, it's a business model called the freebie funnel method, and I give away a lot of free stuff, and eventually, which is pretty regularly now, once people get enough free stuff, they realize how much help they really need, and they realize that I'm the person to help them because no one else is doing or offering what it is I'm offering in the vegan space. So I've got a niche, and I help other people find their niche, and it's a win-win-win for everyone. It's a win for me, it's a win for them, it's a win for their customers. So business model is high ticket coaching. $1,500 calories in a day? I mean, if she's trying to lose weight, that's probably a good amount. Nothing wrong with 1,500 calories a day if she's trying to lose weight and if she's not exercising. The thing about some people eating low calories and some people eating high calories is who cares, man? Who cares? Look at the results. Look at the results. And how long have they been doing that? Look at the results. What are they actually doing? We get so caught up in oh my God, did you see she didn't eat organic? It had pesticides on it. Oh my God, did you see she had bad food combination? Oh my God, did you see she ate cashews? They're not actually raw. Who cares, man? Who cares? There's so much more to life than obsessing over these little things. Shit. How do you manage to not ejaculate? I make it my intention. It's my intention. Thoughts on Fred Bishi? I don't know much about him. How are you eating nowadays? What are your typical wraps each day? How am I eating nowadays? So, nowadays, it differs. Now that I'm at my cabin, it's very different than it was a week ago when I was back in the city. At my cabin, past 2 days, I did fruit up until about 3 p.m. And at 3 p.m., I had 1 cup of rice and 2 or 3 potatoes and some cabbage and cooked it up with some tomato sauce on top. So past couple days I've been probably about 2,000 calories or less. About 800 calories from cooked food and 1,200 calories from fruit. What's your job? How much can a person live like you? I have my own company. My job is my own company. I'm a course creator. I'm a vegan course creator. That's my job. Any spiritual connection on a raw diet? Absolutely. Absolutely. What do you feel you offer that makes your business unique and different? It's so competitive in the vegan health services. What do you feel your offer? I mean, what makes us unique? It's no, like you're not gonna find another vegan offering what I'm offering. Like you're not gonna find another vegan offering what I'm offering. It's just that simple. It's just that simple. If you go to tedcarclass.com and see what's being offered there, you'll quickly realize that not only vegans are offering this, but no one in the world is offering what I'm offering. We have the world's best offer. Like that's what gives us the competitive advantage. We have the world's best offer. Fasting is healthy. Yeah. Besides intention, there's a physical urge. Yeah, but I mean, I've been practicing NoFap for years, dude. I've been practicing NoFap for since, oh my God, I don't even know. I've been practicing it for 4 or 5 years or more, maybe about 4, 5, 6 years. So I've had a lot of slip ups and I've had a lot of learning experiences along the way. Yeah. And it's here's what honestly happened, right? Every time I'd spill my seed or nut and something bad in my life would happen, I would associate it with that spilling of the seed. I'd be like, the reason that person complained is because I nutted. Or the reason I stubbed my toe is because I nutted. Or the reason that rock hit my windshield when I was driving is because I nutted. Everything bad that happened in my life, I would associate to me having nutted and blowing my load. And now that I haven't nutted for freaking 90 days, very, 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 very few bad things have happened in my life. Everything's going great. So I really think that life's a lot smoother when you just hold in that life force. Raw till 2 diet. Yeah. Raw till 2. It's a good one, Grant. I should use that. The raw till 2 diet. My mind is always fogged up. Can't think clearly. Yeah, raw diet definitely helps clear thinking, but also what helps is just getting off the internet, man. If you just get off the internet and don't eat any food at all and just take pen to paper and get clear on your goal and what you want to do in life, you'll start thinking really clearly. It's hard to think clearly when you got all this crap going in your head. From the news and social media, it's just garbage. It's an incessant onslaught of garbage. You could eat a fully cooked food diet and still think a lot clearer if you just cut out all the garbage going into your head. But a raw diet, yeah, it'll help you think clearly, but you still need a goal. You still need a target to think about. If you don't have something to think about, you think about everything and you go haywire. Does no fat help with general debilitating fatigue? No. I mean, it sounds like you got something else going on. Fatigue for me always has come from not doing what I want. I only get tired when I'm doing something I don't want to do. Or obviously if I'm freaking many hours into a big race or something, big cardio race, like a running race or Ironman. But other than cardio, if I'm just chilling at home, I only get tired and experience fatigue if I'm focused on something I don't want to do. I got the most energy when I focus on what I do want to do. And that's where clarity comes in. Do you only have one cooked meal a day? Yeah. It blows my mind how people can eat more than one cooked meal a day. That's just oh, wow. No way I can handle that. One cooked meal a day max. Ideally none. Raw Till Forever by Grant Campbell. Yeah. Raw till death. Raw till death do us part. You'll never know yourself when you're constantly fed outside shit. Yeah. Fed by outside shit, yeah. I was meditating this morning right here on this dock. Bliss. Sun was coming up right there. I was sitting right there. Bliss. Bliss. Wow. Would you call yourself strong when you were fully raw? Or just energy? When I was fully raw, I didn't do much weight training at all, so I wouldn't say I was physically strong. Mentally, I was strong. I had strong willpower, for sure. I focused a lot about grief and loss. Are you the same person who said you have fatigue? Yeah, you are. Yeah, well, that's probably why you're so tired. I'm not sure if you're into actually getting a solution here, but if you are, the solution would be to focus on abundance and prosperity and gratitude. Sorry for your loss, by the way, Scarlett. Opinion on Mary Jane. Opinion on Mary Jane. Oh man, I got some good opinions on Mary Jane. I was married to her. My middle name is James. So my initials are TJC. But in high school I was going to legally change them to THC. Ted Herb Carr. Mary Jane and I, man, we were married. She's not as innocent as many people think. She's definitely a teacher. She'll teach you a few things for sure, but it's like how many times you need to be taught the same lesson over and over and over again from the teacher. Like you gotta implement. And what I found is that whenever I was high, I entered like this woke state, right? And I was really, I was there. I was right where I needed to be when I got high. It just puts me right where I need to be. I'm just like all knowing. I'm all good. I understand how I'm going to accomplish my goals. Everything's like crystal clear. And then when I burn out and I wake up sober the next day, I'm back to like, so confused. And it's like, I'm almost more confused afterwards because I'm like, how come yesterday I was crystal clear when I was high, but now I'm not crystal clear anymore? And it's like frustrating. So Mary Jane, man, she's just not necessary to do more than, once a year or something. I think once a year is great. Get the message once a year and then learn to implement sober. Learn to implement sober. There's a lot of other benefits to it for sure. Like if you're experiencing mad nausea or something, you're in a car ride and you're getting nauseous or whatever, then she's great. But that's like for the physical benefit. But for mental benefit, she's not necessary ongoing. Did you start losing hair after the fruit diet? Interesting thing about hair, man. It's like, I gotta make a whole video about this. So this hairline I have, right? This is the same hairline I've had since I was like 3 years old. Like I have pictures of me when I was 3 years old with the same hairline. Just had more hair. But now that I shave the hair, it looks like I have less hair. Because I shave it. And when I grow it, it looks like I'm like a long hair hippie, like Grant, right? It just looks like I'm a long hair hippie who needs to shave his head. It's like, so I shave my head and people are like, oh my God, you're losing all your hair. So I don't think anyone's ever accused Grant of losing his hair until he shaves his hair. Then all of a sudden Grant's losing his hair. And the thing is, like, hair loss happens no matter what diet you're eating. There's not like all of a sudden you eat a certain diet and you have a thick set of hair. It doesn't work that way. Like hair loss is genetic, so you're either going to lose it or you're not, based on the people in your family. So based on your genetics. So I'm probably going to lose my hair. I'm going to lose more and more hair as I get older, and eventually I'll have the same hairline as my dad, who had, like, right now he's like fully bald almost. So just because something happened after a fruit diet doesn't mean it's because of the fruit diet. It's like if you freaking get in a car accident on day 5 of being a fully raw, is it you died in a car accident because of raw food diet? Like you don't know how to drive? Like no, it's just another thing that happened. Just because it's sequential doesn't mean it's causal. How do you feel about DMT? Curious, but also the thing about psychedelics, man, is like all you have to do is look at the people who've done a lot of psychedelics and realize that they're not any better off than you are. I know people who've done a lot of psychedelics, and they're worse off than I am. If psychedelics were all that... It's like superfoods too, right? Or certain supplements. You look at people who take certain supplements, certain superfoods, certain psychedelics, their lives are no better off than most people. They just love the psychedelic, they just love the superfood, they just love the thing. Like, they're no better off. So I don't feel like you need to do any of these drugs or anything. But it's funny because the people who do DMT or do ayahuasca or who do anything, even alcohol, they're like, oh, you gotta do it too, you gotta do it too. They want you to do it too so then they don't feel like loners. Will you ever go back to fully raw? Yeah, if I live where I can really enjoy it. In the summertime here, I'm for sure fully raw. In wintertime, it just, it's not fun. What are your routines? That's way too big of a question. Why don't you eat sprouts? I didn't say I don't eat sprouts. I do eat sprouts. Do you believe in reincarnation? You guys are getting deep, man. You guys are getting deep. Do I believe in reincarnation? Can we just say sure? Can we just say sure and move on? Yeah, I don't know. That's too deep. I'm not a spiritual guru. Go ask a guru that question. I'm just an average dude who eats some fruit, works out, has an online business. This is well, it was blueberries and Hascat berries. Freaking delicious. All right, well, I'm gonna let you guys go. Been on here for almost an hour. Have a good one. And take care. If you guys want to come to a class I'm hosting this Saturday, I'm going to host a free class. This will be about an hour long or so, maybe a bit longer, maybe 2 hours. And I'm going to walk you through step by step how I create vegan digital products from scratch. So I'll walk you through the idea phase, like how to get clear on the idea of what's really going to sell. Then I'm going to walk you through the product creation phase, like how to actually create the product itself. Then I'm going to walk you through, or how to actually set it up so you can make sales. So if you want to learn how to get clear on your offer, how to actually create the offer, and how to actually start making sales with the offer, I'm going to host a free class for that this Saturday. Just send me a DM right now with the word Saturday, and I'll send you a link to attend. It's completely free, and I think you'll learn a tremendous amount about starting your own online vegan business if you're interested. These are going to be the exact same techniques that I've used to, like I said, make over $1 million in sales over the past few years. It's all online. You can do it all on your phone, all from your laptop. You just got to get clear on what sells. You got to make it, then you got to set up so that it does sell. And that's happening this Saturday. So send me a DM with the word Saturday, and I'll walk you through that step by step. All right? Cool. Peace out for now. Much love. Adios. You rock. Ciao for now. You guys want to see some soccer skills? Watch this. I grew up playing soccer, and yesterday I found out that I'm still not bad. So what I'll do is I'll take this crappy little ball here, and I will shoot, and I'll hit that wooden chair here. Has to be up here though. You guys are DMing the crap out of me right now. I'll hit this piece. Okay? Whoa, DMs are coming in like crazy. Okay, here we go. Oh, first try, baby. That's it. That's it. Wow, love it. If you guys want to play some soccer, let me know. All right. Peace. Ciao. Much love. Adios. So fun. I'm going to play some soccer a bit more. Bye.